And I tell people, when you look out there and you can't see something, if you were standing there and looked this way, you wouldn't be able to see anything on this side either. So we're standing in that.
It feels a little like breathing underwater, honestly. Like, it's because of having asthma, it's just like, and I wouldn't be out here other than the fact I have to go to work, but it's heavy. Every breath is really labored, and I'm coughing a lot, and it's uncomfortable for sure.
We really need to be taking care of our forest floors and cleaning things up in the forest so that some of these fires won't spread so rapidly.
I mean, it's October. This is unheard of. I don't remember a single October where it wasn't pouring rain by now and soggy and wet everywhere. This is so weird.
Fire season usually is like August time frame, and it kind of peters out by September. So yeah, it's a much different year.
I don't care for the taste of wildfire in the air. Yeah, I don't remember ever having summers where I felt threatened or felt like my lungs were suffering quite as much as this, that's for sure.
A Seattle Police Department probationary officer is on unpaid administrative leave this morning after he was charged with cyberstalking. SPD says a woman contacted police after getting harassing messages for months after a date. She told police he offered to show her his gun on that date. That man entered SPD's field training program earlier this year and is still in his probationary period.
A routine eviction.
This is brand new at 6 tonight. A major development at one of Portland's largest homeless camps. The city has cleared out the Big Four Corners natural area. K2 was there when cleanup crews pulled in 2 weeks ago, and we tracked the progress for days as they pulled out more than 150 stolen cars, tons of trash, even live pigs. And after weeks of work, they're still not done there. This is one of the most extensive camp removals in this city's history.
And the damage left behind is shocking. K2's Angelica Thornton gives us a closer look.
Oh! Beeping bulldozers and breaking glass, noises George Donnerberg never thought he'd hear coming from the Big Four Corners.
Somebody's got a village in here.
He lives a few hundred yards away from the natural area. This is the first time he's come over since campers were cleared out.
I don't know what to say. It's so devastating. It's just destroyed.
Donnerberg has been sounding the alarm for years about the tents, trash, stolen cars, the chainsaws, explosions, and gunshots at night.
It's just the trail through here. I mean, everything is so trampled down, it's just hard to tell where the trails are. And
he says he warned city, county, and state leaders about what was happening to this protected land. They knew.
It looks like they have their own garbage dump in the back end there.
And that's what makes this hike through the damage even more heartbreaking.
Well, I've been around the periphery of this, and I hadn't been this deep in it before on the advice of the police. But I'm just amazed at the destruction in here.
Is it worse than you thought?
It's way worse than I thought. And it was bad. I thought it was bad, but this is worse. And it's cleaned up now.
The Big Four Corners covers and borders land managed by multiple jurisdictions: Portland Parks and Rec, the Water Bureau, Environmental Services, and the Multnomah County Drainage District. We reached out to all of them to ask what happens next. What will it take to really clean this up in time and money? The mayor's office told us this is still a work in progress.
It'll be years and years, really decades, to undo some of the damage.
Bob Salinger knows this wooded wetland better than just about anyone else, and what it took to turn this into one of Portland's crown jewels. He's the director of conservation at Portland Audubon.
Some of the worst damage is in the real interior, where people were really off the grid and really set up elaborate camps and cut down a lot of trees.
Salinger says he's been tracking the destruction here for at least 6 years, sending the city photos and explaining the risks.
I mean, there's no question this got to a level, an extreme, that's almost unfathomable. And there's so many different indicators that were flashing bright red for so long.
Vegetation and ground cover ripped out by vehicles that left ruts deep enough to cradle a propane tank. Human waste and erosion that sent land sliding into the Columbia River slough, impacting water quality, and the violence that kept the community out.
This place was extremely unsafe. I know that sometimes people are uncomfortable with having somebody say that, but the reality was there's a lot of crime in a place like this, a lot of needles, a lot of contaminants, whether it's feces or engine oil or other things that are out on the landscape now.
He says Portland Audubon has reached out to city leaders over and over again, hoping to be part of a holistic solution to the homeless crisis, offering resources to ensure that natural areas are protected, or at least part of the conversation.
I think what's been so sad is that what we've heard back from the city for many years now is just they don't have the time, resources, capacity, structure to even work with groups on issues like this. That they basically are in such disarray that even where resources are available, they're not able to take advantage of them. And I think that's somewhat shocking after so many years.
I don't know if it's politics or whatever, it sure isn't compassion. This is criminal neglect, what they're doing in my judgment.
George Donnerberg and his neighbors now know they won't be coming back to the Big Four Corners anytime soon.
God, it doesn't stop.
This is not the land they used to love.
I don't know, it'll take years, it'll take time, it'll take a lot of money. If you ever want to get this back to the pristine environment that it once was, it's sad. I'm old enough now, I don't think I'll see it back to its original state. It'll take that long.
In Portland, Angelica Thornton, K2 News.
Hi, everyone. I'm Preston Phillips from KOMO News. Thanks for checking out the KOMO YouTube channel. You can see more of our videos right here by clicking on the video links for more news from the Seattle area and Western Washington. Oh, and don't forget to click the subscribe button below so you don't miss our YouTube updates.